Hello friends, I am finally ready to get in the holiday Christmas spirit, do some decorating, but I'm going to start at Revive Home Market. This is my favorite local store in Eagle River, Alaska. Lots of handmade products. They decorate the store different every season, so when I want to get in the spirit of that season, this is where I start. So we're going to just go browse through Revive, and then over the next day or so, we're gonna do decorating with the kids, and I'll bring you along. Revive is typically open the first and last Friday and Saturday of the month, but from Thanksgiving till right up till Christmas, they're open every Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Right away when you walk in, you're greeted with this beautiful display of angels and some scriptures. This is a Christian store, so you will often see references to God and Jesus and scriptures, which I love. I know the owners of this store. I used to sell things in this store, and it just has a special place in my heart. So I like to come here and just get inspired by all the beautiful things. They had several beautiful nativities. I love this one here. And then I love these rusty ones. I have a big version of this. I really like the small version too. The owner of this store absolutely loves antiques, which speaks to my heart. So you do see several antiques in here. There is a kindness card deck, which I'm sure would be great for over the holidays. This is an old Christmas book. Really beautiful artwork inside. And of course we have our Alaska ornaments. These metal ones are really cool. And some beautiful wooden Northern Lights artwork. I've already been having some good Northern Lights this year. I need to capture them on camera sometime. These cute little Alaska pillows. I actually used to make these. Now my friend makes them. They're great for hanging on your tree. She makes bigger ones too. And she also makes these adorable gnomes with recycled wool sweaters. I love these little felt puffins and a walrus. So cute. And then my friend Andrea also paints these driftwood Santas. These are little bath bombs. And I love this giving manger. You add a piece of straw every time you do a good deed for somebody. And that's the story and that's the tradition. I think that's really a great tradition. Some hand-painted moose and bears. I just think people are so talented and have so many great things to share. This is definitely a store where you can find decor, but if you want something Alaskan, this is a great place to come because so many of the creators cater to Alaskans and wanting to showcase our wonderful state. This was just a quick trip to Revive. It was actually really busy, and I try not to get in people's way when I'm filming. So I just wanted it to help us get in the holiday spirit, and I think it did just that. It's such a beautiful store. Now it's time to get home and decorate for Christmas. This is Pete, or Peter, our elf. He comes to visit at Christmas and just hangs out with us and brings Christmas cheer. Gotta set up Mom's Christmas workshop. The boys are not allowed in this room until after Christmas so that I can do my Christmas wrapping and put gifts in there. And then later in the evening, it is time to decorate the Christmas tree. I actually usually put up 3 Christmas trees. This year we're just going for one up in the upstairs living room. The kids chose out these ornaments that we usually put on the tree, plus a couple others that usually go on the downstairs tree. We've got some fun Alaska ornaments like this native mukluk and some snowshoes that Everett is showing us here. So we added some of these fun touches to the tree. This tree is usually neutral, but now this year lots of red and gold added, and the boys were happy to help, happy to put up the ornaments, and I'm just happy to be spending time as a family doing this project. So they did a great job getting the ornaments put on the tree. Here's a little close-up of a few of the fun ones. These are from my friend Andrea, these driftwood Santas. And then it was time to move over to our mug rack and add a few little Christmas touches. So I went to hang up this first mug, and I thought that I completely missed the mug rack and dropped it. As I was watching it back in slow motion though, the handle broke off the mug. And so I cleaned that up, and then Everett took over decorating the mug rack. Other than I am going to turn these around so we can see the cute little Santa faces. But he and Weston rearranged the mugs. Everett was very particular on where he wanted everything. And then I did add these cute little cast iron cookie molds that our viewer Debbie, I believe it was Debbie, sent us last year. And so those can be up here on the mug rack as well. So just a fun little spot during the holiday season when we have hot chocolate and apple cider and things like that. Then I decided to take the plants out of the kitchen so that I could decorate these shelves a little bit. Like these little plastic cups I got on clearance one year, add these cookie jars. Then I decided it was time to finally open my white Dutch ovens that I got at Costco a few weeks ago. I just had them under the counter, and I decided it's time to get them out and display them up on the shelves. We can use them to cook throughout the winter time, and I think they're just beautiful too with their gold tops. So those are going up on the shelf as decorations, just to change things up a bit for the holidays. While I was working on the shelves, Bennett pulled out a bunch of fruit, some raspberries from our summer garden, and made some smoothies to share with the family. That is an often occurrence around here, Bennett whipping something up in the kitchen. And then I wanted to add these wreaths up to the shelves, so I asked Mark for some help so he could get up there and add just a little bit of greenery and a pop of red. I'm not really doing a ton of decorating around the house other than in this main area this year. Just trying to keep things simple, but using what we have, decorating it a little bit different than other years just to keep it fun, simple, and get us in the Christmas spirit. So this is what we ended up with up on the shelves, and then Mark is going to put up the hot cocoa sign like that. Thanks, Mark. Time for some garland up on the mantle. Bennett's helping out with that. Our little elf moved and has its own little fireplace today. We like to swag the garland down a little bit so we can still see the television up above. Took a couple of us to get it positioned right, but I do like the light that it adds to the fireplace. And of course, Miss Luna was inspecting the Christmas decorations. We're going to do a second garland over behind the couch. These garlands I bought at Costco a few years ago. I just love how big and full they are and that they have lights already on them. Here on this shelf, you'll see I have this electronic picture frame. We bought one of these for ourselves, but my family also got one for my dad, and then we all can send him pictures to his picture frame for my mom and my dad. They absolutely love it, and we try and keep it updated, and then new pictures just show up at their house in Arizona when we're not all together. They love seeing updated pictures pop up on their skylight picture frame. Highly recommend them. You just add the pictures to an app. So if you're looking for a gift for a family member that you want to stay close with, I recommend the skylight picture frame. Now don't worry when I'm moving this cabinet, it's on wheels, so it's actually really very, very easy to kind of adjust back and forth. And of course, Miss Luna had to come and inspect and see if I was doing a good job. This is where I'm going to put my metal nativity this year. Kind of put it in different spaces each year, and I just really like the thought of having it here front and center this year because, you know, Christ is the center of the season of Christmas. And Everett came along to help put out some pillows. I love stuffing the pillows in the boxes as, protection for things that might break. And then I found this table runner that I realized I like to put on this cabinet. So I went back and adjusted that. And we're calling this area done. Then it was time to put out these little houses. My kids rearrange these houses every day, but I love seeing them when we drive up the driveway, the little houses along the window. So it's fine if the boys rearrange them. And then we're going to put these little houses up on top this year. They have cute little wreaths on them. Bennett's helping with that. I didn't want to get on any ladders this year, so enlisted the boys to help with those things. And just a fun little touch, fun little Christmas touch on top of the hutch. Here's Everett rearranging some more houses along the windows. And then one of my favorite parts, adding the stockings to the fireplace. We try and keep them off to the side so they don't get heated up by the actual fireplace pumping out heat. These are replicas of stockings that Mark's grandma made when he was growing up. His sister made them for our family. We do actually have 7 of them, so we are set for baby girl to join our family. We usually use it for Luna, but I think we'll be okay using it for baby girl. But I just love the color and the texture and the memories that they hold. And Everett's doing a great job getting them all set up around the fireplace. And the last step for me in this area is we have this frame television that actually shows a picture most of the time. It turns off at night, but we are going to go in and bring up an old Christmas photo of the boys that I have stored on the television. It's supposed to look like a picture frame, and it actually really does look like a picture frame and looks really nice in this space. So we have this fun pictures of the boys in their Christmas pajamas from 2020. Look at those cute young boys. They've grown up so much. Then we have Christmas cards from years past, our yearly picture at Bass Pro Shop or Cabela's, and then any family cards that come from people we know. I tie a ribbon around them, and the boys like to look through the past Christmas cards. I think that was 2020. This was my parents' 50th wedding anniversary. So we get a lot of cards from our viewers now. These are ones from people that our family knows in person and have pictures of the family members. My kids really like looking through those different cards. And I love seeing these Bass Pro Shop pictures because you just see how the boys have changed each year and gotten bigger. So we also have a stack of Christmas books here. It's just a fun little interactive area for the family. And then we needed to put up our Christmas nativity over here. This one was brought to us by some friends that actually went to Jerusalem. She actually grew up in Jerusalem and then moved to Alaska. I think she said in the 5th grade, but they went back a few years ago and brought us this beautiful nativity. And so we need to get that set up as well. Next up, Everett's going to help set the table for dinner. He gave it a really good effort, but needed some help from Mom to get this big tablecloth on the table. So a few years ago, we started doing kind of a special dinner once the house is decorated. If we do it on a weekend especially, it's just kind of a way to start the holiday season, talk about some of the things we want to do throughout the holidays, and have a special meal together. So Everett is helping me get ready for that. And I found a box of our Christmas puzzles. I bought this one last year and we haven't done it yet. Look at that red cardinals on it. Many people have let us know that cardinals are representative of someone watching over you, and now I am seeing them everywhere. So sweet little cardinals even on these plates here. These were sent to us by a viewer last year, and we are going to use them for our special Christmas season dinner because we're going to make some soup here in just a minute. I always love to make a butternut squash soup from scratch at least once a year. usually in the fall, but if you're following along, our October, November was kind of crazy this year. So I had these butternut squashes laying around and it was time to make them into our special dinner. I usually do it differently. I roast them in the oven, but we kind of just wanted a simple soup this year. So we are making it in the Instant Pot and we're just throwing it all in and you'll see it come together and it turned out delicious. So this way works, as well as the longer drawn out version. Making the soup turned into a group effort and I was really grateful for everyone's help, getting everything chopped up.
Here's my nutcracker, and he can talk, but my nutcracker can't crush nuts. I tried to crush a nut, but it broke. So I just like to put it up and down and to make him talk. But I don't like to crush nuts. I like to talk and slice up watermelon. Hi.
With all of the ingredients stuck in the Instant Pot, we set it for about 20 minutes and then we headed downstairs and watched a show all together while we waited for it to cook. After the show, we came up and made some crescent rolls while the pressure released from the Instant Pot, and it was time to finish off the soup and get ready for our special meal. Some special holiday pajamas also showed up under the Christmas tree for after dinner. And then the soup was pretty chunky and we wanted some of those chunks, so I took those out and put them into a bowl. Then it was time to fish out the different bay leaves that we had in there because I didn't want them to get broken up. I was able to find those and toss those in the trash, and then use the immersion blender to make the rest of the soup nice and smooth. Added in some heavy cream and then added the chunks of squash and potatoes and celery back into the soup, and we were ready to go. We got out the Bundaberg ginger beers to have with dinner. This has kind of become our tradition. They typically go on sale in November at Costco and I keep them hidden away for our special holiday meal. I have these fun suede napkins from my favorite Geometry House towels. They're the towels I use in my kitchen. They also sell these suede napkins that hold up really beautifully, and these are so fun with this tablecloth. So we set those out. Everett took the job of getting everybody a Bundaberg ginger beer, and then we called everybody up for dinner. This video is kind of fun because it's just like being a fly on the wall as we are getting ready for the holidays. It's hard for me to stop and turn off the Christmas music and get people to talk to camera while we're kind of in the zone of decorating. So this kind of format where you're just kind of hanging out with us and watching from a distance works best for our family when we're doing a project like this. And I hope that you enjoyed coming along and spending this special day with us. After we cleaned up from dinner and got on our Christmas jammies, it was time to hang up our first batch of Christmas cards, including our first international card from New Zealand. I let the boys take over this project and they hung up cards all over our new felt boards, and we can't wait to see these boards fill up throughout the holiday season. I think we are probably going to have them both completely full and then some by Christmas. All these cats. The boys did a great job getting our first round of Christmas cards up on the wall. We can't wait to get our postcards and send them out to all of you. And of course, Miss Luna was supervising. It was so warm still here in front of the fire. She was enjoying that. We finished off our evening with a party mix from our viewer in the UK and some Mad Libs also sent to us by a viewer, and wanted to share with you the fun Mad Lib that we created as a family. If you're unfamiliar with Mad Libs, you fill in adjectives, nouns, verbs, and then they make a really funny story.
Okay, this is Santa Claus is coming.
Oh no.
You better watch out. You better not fly, because Santa Claus is coming to the outhouse.
In Zimbabwe! In Zimbabwe.
Santa hails from the frigid north Jingle Bell, where he lives with his fly wife, Mrs. Claus. Santa runs a magical Seldovia cabin workshop where red elves build every kind of toy you can imagine, from hot dog trucks to wooden chicks, to baby dolls that run when you tickle them. On Christmas Eve, Santa loads up his sleigh, which is pulled by 8 flying bidets.
No, they just squirt.
The flying squirt water.
Yeah.
Nuclear bidets.
Okay.
That's why it snows.
Plus 1 reindeer named Rudolph, who has a shiny red hand to light the way.
No, I want it. Oh.
Then Santa and his reindeer fly around the world bringing presents and to good little girls and pigs. If you leave him cookies
What about boys?
if you leave him cookies and toxic waste, he'll eat them happily. Ho ho ho, he'll laugh.
No. Say the toxic waste first.
If you leave him cookies and toxic waste, he'll eat them
No,
happily.
moldy cheese. No, that's not there.
Ho ho ho, he'll laugh, and his belly will shake like a bowl full of moldy cheese. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good Santa's workshop. 8 flying bidets.
Okay, everybody in front of the tree.
Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.